Okay everyone, welcome to Floribama Homestead. Today is processing day. We're going to put our chickens in the freezer. So off to freezer camp the chickens go. So stay tuned if you want to watch and see how we do it. All right, so we got this 160 quart pot, and the reason we use such a big pot is we also process turkeys, and we needed a big pot for our turkeys because our turkeys get up to 50 pounds. We needed something big to put them in. So we got this big burner with this big pot. We like doing our chickens in this because when you heat up all this water, the water stays a constant temperature after you dunk a chicken in it and pull the chicken out. You don't have to re-boil the water. There's so much water in there, it holds the heat pretty well. So we're gonna get the flame going. It'll probably take 15-20 minutes for this thing to heat up and get scalding hot where we want it to be. All right, just gotta pull out the chicken plucker. Once a year we pull this thing out of storage. Let's do it right here over this grassy area. Well, it won't be shade for long, but at least we can clean it up here. We got this off Amazon, the cheapest version you can get, but I've had absolutely no problems with it. It's worked wonderful for us. And that's the spout where all the feathers come out of the bottom. We'll get that thing plugged up. I got my power cord right there. Okay, so these are the kill cones that we made just out of some metal flashing. We built these a few years ago and attached them to this old chicken tractor that we now use as a compost bin. But we've got updated plans for this. We're going to move it over here. We're going to put a door over there.
Yeah,
Chickens.
That's a whole nother video.
A whole nother video. So we're going to put this in place so that when we bleed out our chickens, that blood's already going to be on the ground ready to compost down. We're going to allow our chickens to come in here on all of our compost materials and keep that stirred up. All right. Those look good. There's no black widows in there to clean out. All right, that's set up. We've got our water heating up. So all there is to do now is go ahead and grab some chickens, bleed them out. So we'll go get the knives and then we'll show you what we're doing there. Okay, we're moving our chickens onto fresh grass. That way when we're moving in and out of this, we're not stepping in all this chicken poop from overnight. So we got all of our birds on fresh grass. We'll go ahead and start picking them out, take them to the kill cone, and then we're going to show you what's going on over there. All right, it's been exactly 8 weeks. We've been feeding our birds 22% protein. And look at there, those things are ready to go. They're ready for freezer camp. We ordered 30 birds and we lost a couple as chicks as expected. You're always gonna lose some. And then last night we lost a nice big one. And then a couple of days ago we had another one that we lost. So they're really starting to drop off as the heat picks up, as their weight is really topping out. So if you don't harvest them on time and you live in an extreme heat area like we do, your birds are really going to suffer a mortality rate. So you want to get them right at your 8-week mark. Okay, so we're going to put them right down into the kill cone. Now we didn't remove the feed last night, so I'm expecting some poop volcanoes from these things. Now I'm not going to show this on camera, but you take right next to the jugular and you're just going to nick that and let all the blood come out. Let the heart pump the blood out. The chicken will start going to sleep, and it won't be a big chaotic mess. You won't have the chickens flopping all over the place like when you cut the heads off. And it makes the meat a little bit on the kosher, or it makes the meat on the kosher side when you allow the heart to pump the blood out. All right, so here we go. All right, so we'll let that one bleed on out. We'll go ahead and get 2 more going. By the time those bleed out, our hot water should be ready to go for the scalding. We'll take these 3 out of the cone, take them over to the scalding tank. We'll get 3 more ready to go, and we'll just keep it going. We only have about 23 chickens, I think, is what we have to butcher today. Should go pretty quick. Well, we just got a lot of rain just in those, what, 2 or 3 minutes. So we'll bring the golf cart down and transport all of our birds back. Hopefully that'll be it for all the rain today. It cooled things off, I appreciate that, but then it also messed up our figs. Our figs are trying to ripen right now, and every time it rains, it spoils the figs. All right, so I'm gonna plug up the chicken plucker and then we'll start scalding. All right, it didn't take long. Our temperature's already up to 150, climbing to 155. So I cut the temperature way back just to keep it warm. Ooh, that stinks when it hits that hot water. Give them about 15 seconds. It's about what it takes, just to slow agitate to make sure that the feathers get wet. And you might want to make sure that you're not trying to cook the chicken. You just want to loosen the feathers from the skin. Since we part our chicken out, we're not really concerned about the skin on the breast. We only keep the skin on the legs and thighs and wings, okay? That's good. See how those feathers just ease right out? That's ready to go. So turn some water on. I need to bring the water hose up here so I have the nozzle.
I'll hold the water. Did you turn the water on?
The water's on, yeah.
Look at that.
All right. Clean that bird right up. Okay, I'm gonna take a second. We'll pull this one out. I'm gonna go bring the water hose up here so that we can have water right here and spray it as. Yep. All right, so be right back with you. Okay, here we are, down to our last bird. It's been about 3.5, going on 4 hours to do 20 birds. So we've gotten down to a little rhythm here. Michelle has always been taking off the breast, and then I dissect the rest of the carcass. Find those little joints and take these little wing dings off. Oop, that one slipped. Pull that one off the feet, right there in those little joints. Okay, now what we're going to do is work our way right down the center of this breast line. I'm going to grab her knife because it's better for doing breast. Grab my little Warthog Classic 3. Give it a couple pulls through that, sharpen my blade up.
Take the skin off.
Yep.
Well, all right, you do it however you do it. I'm going to tell you. There you go.
I tried talking Michelle into taking the breast off, and she's like, I want to wash my hands and then get my hands dirty again. I was like, okay, I'll just finish doing the last one so that she can get it all on video what we do here. Now that we got the breast laid open, the skin, go right down the side of that center bone and just work that meat right off the breastbone. There's that tenderloin exposed right there. Take that first breast right off of there. Oh, I cut right down into the cavity. We've noticed that a lot of our birds have had fluid in the cavity, and that's typical of this breed of bird. And when I say fluid, I mean, like, you know, when someone gets fluid drawn off of their knee. It's the same type of fluid. It's a yellow fluid. It's nasty, but it's pretty common. There's that breast. Now we'll just pull that tenderloin right down off there. We generally just bag up the tenderloins by themselves, and when we're away on trips, Maya pulls those out of the freezer, and that's what she cooks for herself, because she doesn't eat a lot of meat. So those are good serving size for her. This Victronox knife, that's a really good knife. You can butcher a chicken very easily with a regular kitchen knife, but man, this a good knife makes all the difference in the world when you're out here trying to butcher 20 birds. And what I like about it is the Victronox is not an overly expensive knife. 20 bucks, real good metal, holds a nice sharp edge. But you get you a nice sharpener, or are you comfortable sharpening with a whetstone, and just keep that edge sharp. Just makes for an easy process. There we go. Just roll that tenderloin right off of there. Go ahead and grab these, and let's put these over in the cooler. What we do is we put down a layer of ice, and we put down a layer of chicken, and a layer of ice, and a layer of chicken. And we're on our about 4th layer of chicken there.
You gotta hurry, I got low battery warning.
Grab my big knife. And just follow the natural curvature of the meat, and you'll be able to get that. Michelle and I agree both that this was a very easy year for chickens, and I think that's mostly due to the automatic feeder and automatic waters that we had set up. All we really had to do was just fill the feeder up from time to time, and then move them every day. We changed the water daily Towards the end, we were moving them twice a day, one in the morning, one in the evening, just to keep them on fresh grass.
Wing now. Do wing now.
All right, so we're gonna do a wing here real quick. Michelle's battery's dying, so try to get this demonstration done with before she loses it.
It's going dark.
So, all right, so we're gonna let her go charge her phone up, and then we're gonna be back for our next session of how we process our chickens. All right, it's been 24 hours. And the reason we wait 24 hours is so the meat can go through rigor mortis. You want the muscles to tighten up and then relax. If you don't do this portion, your meat tends to be tough when you cook it. So we allow the muscle meat to go through that rigor mortis stage. Now, the way we decided we want to bag it up, it took us 3 years to figure this out through processing chickens. The way we've done it in the past is we would bag all the thighs up, all the legs, all the wings. They would all be in one bag, and you would go to the freezer and you pull out what you want to cook. We figured it'd be a little more efficient because we noticed that we weren't eating as many legs, as many thighs. So Michelle's got it down now to where we put one breast, one thigh, one leg in a bag, and then that's what we cook for a meal. We save all the wings for wing night, so all the wings will go in bags by themselves. And so we're going to go ahead and start bagging this up, and then we'll be back with you and let you know what we've got. Okay, everybody, no processing would be complete without showing you the meat packaged up and in the freezer. So here we go. We got 2 freezers. We spaced it all out. We got our meals in bags. Each bag is a meal.
40 meals.
And then we also have tenderloins in little bags so that Maya can make herself meals while we're away. The key is whenever you process your chickens and you put them in bags, to lay them out so that they don't stack on top of each other, or the meat is slow to freeze and you run the risk of spoiling the meat. We ended up with about 40 meals, didn't we?
40 meals. And then Maya has her own separate
she has
tenderloin meal. She has 20 of those. 20
meals.
And then we have like 4 wing night bags. So.
Yep, 4 nights we get to have wing night. We also determined that counting up all these meals and how often we eat chicken, we think in the spring we're going to start our order. We'll go ahead next month and put in our order so that in March we get a batch of chickens. We raise those out, and then when we go to harvest those, we have already scheduled it for our next batch of chickens and turkeys to arrive at the same time so that we can grow them out together like we did here, and that will double our chicken harvest. So that should be able to get us all the way through a year with no problems. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I hope you enjoyed the video. We invite you to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and give us a like. Appreciate it.